nice late equaliser there. What was your reaction to that?
I think that's probably the difference in the game. That one doesn't hit, and they get the penalty to win the game. So we knew first half you can't open up against Chelsea and go all out attack because they can just hurt you. They have too many good players. So it's about killing space in the first half, being aggressive when we can, and then countering. And the second half could open up a little bit more, which created their chances. Probably that they got was from that. All in all, it was. I mean, if you rewind to the last game of last season, the difference and the distance has closed massively, and we need to just have those moments go our way, and then we get that point or we take something in the game. But that's the difference, I think, today.
What do you think? Starting.
Yeah, I think it's more. If you've played against Millie, you've played against Natalie, they're very physical. And the thing is, if you have to play, we knew the wind was going to from yesterday. We knew the wind was going to play a factor. So if you can't hold the ball up when you have to clear from deep, then you can't hold your territory in the pitch. And so that was it. It was literally about Rachel's one of the best at holding, and she can't be bullied with that physicality. So that's where Chelsea can dominate a 9 that they won't be. So
in terms of the title now, do you think are you too far behind now for a really serious challenge?
I mean, the reality is Chelsea are running anyway, aren't they? So Chelsea are where they are. So I think it's going to be difficult for many teams to follow that. But all we can do as a crew, get closer, try and finish as high up the table as we possibly can, looking for those Champions League spaces. And then reality is just try and win as many games as you possibly can, game to game. We've got 3 after the international break before Christmas. Our job is to try and win 3 of those games and see. Yes.
I appreciate what you're saying about you can't go all out attack.
Yeah.
Chelsea's such a strong team, but is there a middle ground that could have been found between all out attack and then Chelsea has not?
Or where did they have the ball?
They have more than 6%.
Where? Probably in their final defensive third where they switch it 6, 7, 8 times, which is where possession ramps up. It's about knowing where to let them have possession. And that's the difference. It's not about being defensive. It's not about that. But if you look at the most effective teams against Chelsea is to stop them playing into their sixes and play. So you look at that 4-4-2 system. We could have probably jumped a little bit more aggressive in the first half. Yeah, of course we could. And we spoke about that at half time. But the reality is we're also in that point where you open up too quick and they will hurt you. They've hurt how many teams already? So I think it's a balance. I think the balance was okay today. I do. I think even second half as we now start to progress, we could have jumped every game. We look back and go, could I have jumped a little bit more? Of course, but that's every game that we play.
And so you think that's kind of slight sustainable and what United?
It's not a defensive mentality. You have to have a defensive mentality playing against top teams. When the games are too much now for you to just go and attack. We do that, and there'll be a balance in the game. Of course, there is. Last few games, we've been able to do that. In these games, tell me the last team that actually had 20 shots against Chelsea. It doesn't happen. So I think you have to mix reality in these games. They're always tight. Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, they're always tight. They always look at that. Out possession, you just got to look at where those possession stats were. So from our perspective, we'll review. But the reality was, like in that game, we had relative control at points.
And when you do have the ball, do you think there's any kind of confidence at the moment?
Not really, no, not really. I just think there's you're playing against a really tough opponent that can stop you doing it as well. So I think it's about winning those individual duels, exactly as Chelsea did as well. But if you look at Chelsea's combinations, there wasn't that many in their final third as well. It was more when they got a couple of moments they made it. I don't think there's any issue with the confidence of the forwards playing. I think it was a performance that needed to happen from the end of last season. So if you look at the game they played last season, I felt that we had more control. We had a little bit more patience. So I think it's a balance point. There were good parts and there were parts that we'll always try to improve.
And no shots at all first half.
Not really, no. In terms of we will always look to progress. we'll always look to do in the game. You've got to make your moments. It might have been from a press. We were a little bit passive in the first part of that first half, but look, we'll keep looking at it. We'll keep working on it, and that will, we'll make sure we fix that. All right. Thank you all. Good to see you. All right, see you later. See you in a bit.